Hello, you're watching Special Dialogue here on TV on Our World, coming to you from the capital, Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm Rahmat Idris. And the government of the Republic of Indonesia continues to push boundaries and explore possibilities of cooperations with nations around the globe. One in particular located in Central Europe is the country of Poland, highlighting in the economic sector traits of over 2.2 billion US dollars, as well as military defense, and also touching on education and just recently tourism. We'll explore more on this by speaking to the ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Poland, residing in the city of Warsaw. Joining us now all the way from Warsaw virtually is Her Excellency Anita Lydia Luhu Lima. Madam Ambassador, a very good day to you over in Warsaw. Thank you very much for joining us right here on TV Our World. Such a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to have you as well.
Madam Ambassador, just next year, we are going to be celebrating a good number here, 70 years of bilateral and diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Poland. What has been put in place for that? But yet before that, how would you see the current stance of our relations between Indonesia and Poland, particularly since 2021, since you've been inaugurated as our ambassador over in Warsaw?
Thank you, Mr. Idris. Very good morning to Jakarta and to all the audience. I came here in Warsaw to assume my responsibility as the ambassador to Poland in 2021, January 2021. And when I came here, the world is very different. We still have a pandemic, COVID-19 around us, and the war between Russia and Ukraine was about to start. And at the same time, Indonesia was the president of G20, and the next year we assume our responsibility as the chair of ASEAN in 2023. And in 2023 as well, we have the unimaginable humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And I serve in the country that since 1991 has implemented free market economic reforms and deep political reforms, solidifying its international standing since joining NATO in 1999 and EU in 2004. Country that has achieved significant economic growth, becoming one of the largest economies in the world, top 20 in the world, top 6 in Europe, and number 1 in Central and Eastern Europe, with key industries in manufacturing, information technology, and service, combined with strong human capital. With its education and research system, continues to attract students and academics around the world. And in 2023, in the last December 2023, Poland has a new government that is more Eurocentrist, and next year, Poland will take the EU presidency in January, starting in January to June 2025, focusing among others on enhancing global security and energy transformation and climate protection. Under that landscape, I can say for the last 69 years, we have maintained the good bilateral relations between Indonesia and Poland. That, like you said before, that our bilateral cooperations is steadily growing in the sectors that we have been asked to focus on: trade, tourism, and investment.
Right.
At the political level, I can say that we have the visit of the high level and also the actions of meeting. I just want to highlight a few of them. The visit of President Joko Widodo to Poland on his way to Kiev in last June 2022. Joko Widodo, the president, also has the phone call with President Duda during that time. And the meeting with Minister Retno Marsudi, with Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski, at the sideline of the ASEAN-EU ministerial meeting in Brussels in early 2024. We have also 3 bilateral agreements ready to be signed in transportation, mutual agreement, and also the military education. We have implementing the defense cooperations that has been signed since 2006, pursuing the exchange of officers, military and education and training, and having the cooperation in defense technology.
We've mentioned briefly in the beginning that this is a long-standing relations between Indonesia and Poland. I mean, the two countries, we go way back. It was established back in 1955, meaning that just next year we are entering 70 years of diplomatic and bilateral relations of Indonesia and Poland. Would you mind give us some of the biggest highlights of this 69 years of our relations?
The biggest highlight is between our relations. I can say that is the continuing growing economic cooperation is going in the right directions. I think that is the biggest one because, like I mentioned before, the trade and investment has been steadily growing for the last 5 years, and we are right now we have been waiting for the visit of President Duda to Indonesia that has been long overdue. We have waiting for that, and hopefully we can have his visit next year.
Let's begin first with the very foundation of our strong relations, Indonesia and Poland, which is the economic sector, with reports saying that we've reached over $2 billion worth of trade between the two nations. What more do you have on this information? So where do we go from here, from all of the things that we've achieved economic-wise?
Poland, as a middle-income countries like Indonesia, and both countries have the same objectives to increase trade and attracting inbound foreign direct investment. So to compare with Indonesian traditional partner in Europe, Poland ranked 59 in the world or 24th in Europe, valued 10.93 million with 484 projects and employed up to 500 people. So the total investment of European countries in Indonesia in the same period is USD reaching 16.33 US dollars, 16.33 billion US dollar. Nevertheless, that total investment realization over the past decade showed a very significant increasing, especially in the last 2 years. Poland investment in Indonesia by sectors focus in hotel and restaurant, accounted for 42%, followed by other services, 22.9%, and real estate 20.1%, which mostly located in Bali and West Nusa Tenggara and Jakarta. And considering the trend of investment from Poland to Indonesia, their best interest to invest in Indonesia is still focusing in tourism and services sectors, such as hotels and restaurant and real estate. And I can say also, if you want to know about the most potential item that we can exploit it from Poland, we have been focusing in the investment opportunities for the last from the previous year, and then we will focus for the next 5 years. The priority will be we will have 5 priorities, namely the health industries, especially to export Indonesia, pharmaceuticals, as well as in medical devices. We will have digital transformation, namely gaming industries and fintech. We will also have energy transition, such as electric vehicle, battery charger, renewable energies, and circular economy. We will have strategic industries like a manufacture, maritime, and defense industry. Also commodities, coffee, biomass, food, and beverages products.
All right. All right, some great numbers and prospects there. And we have more to dig into in terms of the bilateral relations between the two countries. Madam Ambassador, do stay with us. We'll take a quick break. Our special dialogue will return in just a few minutes. Stay with us. everyone. You're still watching Special Dialogue here on TV Our World, coming to you from Jakarta, Indonesia. We are still digging deeper into the relations of Indonesia and Poland. And still joining us here on the conversations, the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Poland, Her Excellency Anita Lydia Luhulima, all the way from Warsaw. Madam Ambassador, you touched briefly on the prospect of next year when Poland will assume the presidency of European Union. Allow me to ask this very pertinent question to you in regards to the geolocation of Poland being in Central Europe. How strategic is it to have these relations of Indonesia with Poland due to its location in Central Europe and its presidency of European Union by 2025?
Yes, thank you. Like you mentioned, Poland is very strategically located in Central Europe, and right now would like to increase its standing in EU, especially under this new government. This year, Poland has been part of EU for almost 20 years and NATO for 24 years, and for that matter, he under this standing, they will focus more on security and also focus on having Poland being part of global world, and also Poland would like to be active also with the in the issues of energy transition and also on the issue of climate change.
Right.
Now, for us, I think we can leverage, we can also take advantage for our side. We have to take advantage of Poland's technological advancements and expertise and strategic positions within the European Union to fostering our national interests for our economic growth, to diversify our economy and enhance our infrastructure and technological capabilities.
Right.
Furthermore, I just want to say that we can also take the advantage of the position of the new government and the Prime Minister Donald Tusk, that although is more pro-Euro policy direction, but Poland or the new government still maintaining the position of just in transition in implementing the EU Green Deal.
Right.
That has to take into account the livelihood and the prosperity of each countries, especially the farmers.
Your Excellency Ambassador, one of the most beneficial aspects of us being in relations economically and diplomatically with Poland is the fact that we learn something as a developing economy and have Poland invest also in Indonesia, and thus far we've seen aspect or sectors of mining and also energy and tourism starting to take its wing as well in terms of investments from Poland to Indonesia. How do you think these investments from Poland to Indonesia will grow in the future?
I just want to give you, before I answer your questions, I just want to give you the numbers that the total investment for the last 2 years has been increased. In 2022, the investment value reached 2.56 million US dollar, increasing from 2.92 million US dollar from last year. And the first quarter of 2024 this year already reached 2.71 million US dollar. I am confident that this year the investment value from Poland could reach more than 5 million US dollar considering that trend. And I would like to say that in my view, I mentioned before that the investment opportunity will come in the sectors that we prioritize to grow, namely investment in New Capital Nusantara. As now we have one Polish company, LUG Light, that has already signed the MOU last year with the authority of the New Capital Nusantara in lighting solutions. We also can have the investment opportunity in energy transition, IT sector, strategic industry, health industries, and commodities. I have been monitored, me and my team in economics team in embassy have been monitored and pursue economic interaction in these factors. Especially since Poland has the technological advancement that Indonesia can benefit from. I just want to give you 3 examples.
Yeah.
At the strategic industries of maritime and railway transportation, both countries industries have started to meet since 2022 and discussing opportunities to conduct a joint venture business or possible procurement from Poland to Indonesia, followed by potential investment to open production facility in Indonesia. Second, in health sector, Indonesia Red Cross organization is interested with Poland technology to provide cooling system that can preserve blood plasma. The Polish company claims that they are the leading technology provider the world in this sector.
Right.
We had to visit from Indonesia in this regard, and hopefully in the long run, the Polish company can invest in Indonesia and become the hubs for Asia Pacific region. And the last one, mutual visit of Indonesia and Polish game companies, including the participation of Indonesian game companies in Digital Krakow in 2024, displaying games production, as well the participation of Polish games companies for the last 2 years at the Indonesia Gaming Development Exchange in Bali.
All right. Madam Ambassador, in relation to mutual visit that you just mentioned, we are aware that this week a very important meeting just took place over in Warsaw between Indonesian and Polish parliamentary group, further discussing on cooperations between these two countries, these two parliamentary institutions. What more can you tell us about the most significant outcomes of this meeting?
Thank you very much. You mentioned about that, you raised that issues that I just want to highlight in my first statement that parliamentary diplomacy has been has played a very significant role to deepen the ties between two countries. And a Polish parliament, especially the Polish-Indonesia Parliamentary Group, has been playing an active role to deepen the ties between our two countries. For example, between 2002 to 2003, the PIPG, I can say PIPG, has been facilitated several meetings between Indonesian embassy and the ministries, the respective ministries and Polish companies to discuss special issues that has been a challenge to us. So they had a meeting. We had a meeting in Parliament to discuss about the issue of agriculture, digital transformation, and also about energy. And last week, in my residence, I just welcomed them. I just welcomed the new formation of the Parliament of the Polish-Indonesia Parliamentary Group to mark the cooperation between 2023 to 2027. I think through the parliamentary diplomacy, we can also continue to strengthen the relationship between Indonesia and Poland.
All right. Your Excellency, thank you very much for that. We are going to continue on our conversations, that was government to government, with the next one, people to people, in the next segments, the final segment of our dialogues. Stay with us right here on TV Our World. We'll be right back. Well, thank you for staying with us on today's edition special dialogue. We are focusing on the relations of Indonesia and Poland. And all the way from Warsaw, joining me still is the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Poland, Her Excellency Anita Lydia Luhulima. Here in our final segment, Madam Ambassador, I'd like to highlight more on the people-to-people relations. Let me just begin with some numbers that I have here on my table. In 2022, we have a little over 18,000 Polish visitors over to Indonesia as tourists. However, in 2023, that number has more than doubled to over 40,000 Polish visitors. And we hope it will only grow bigger in 2024. What are some of the things that have been totally put in place, in motion over our embassy in Poland, Madam Ambassador, to further introduce our tourism?
Yes, first of all, I just want to mention that when we want to promote our country as tourist destination, we should know first the tourist characteristics of a nation, so we can do the right marketing to attract the nations to visit Indonesia. For Poland, based on the UN World Tourism Organization statistics, 50% would like to travel to the country with sun and beach. The second reason for them is visiting friends and relations, and the third one, they look for cultural holidays and the adventures for sport holiday. And I think for me, Indonesia match with the Polish preferences, and we have been active to promote Indonesia to have the Polish tourists explore Indonesian beaches like Bali, and also other 5 super priority destinations such as Labuan Bajo, Lake Toba, Borobudur Temple, Mandalika, and Likupang. And for us, we've been having in embassy, we've been participating in many cultural events, but also we have the business matching between the business matching on the hospitality industry. We have how do you call it, jemput bola? There is an event in ITB Berlin every year that Indonesian tour operator and hotels always participating. So since 2022, we've been inviting them to come to Warsaw. So we organize a business event that we introduce them to have with the tour operators in Warsaw. Also, we have the cooperation with the Turkish Airlines that been supporting institution in promoting our tourist attractions to Indonesia. And I think the result is good. This year, 2022, like you mentioned before, the number of tourists has been reached until 41,988. This is I think means over the highest number before COVID-19. Even the number of tourists is higher than before COVID-19 in 2019. So I think we have a good plan to do this, and we will still continue to promote that. We will have a family vacation trip together with Turkish Airlines to welcome the tourist operator here and also the influencer to come to Indonesia.
Right. It's only mid-year now, but we've seen such hopeful numbers there in terms of tourists coming from Poland to Indonesia. Madam Ambassador, one interesting fact is that it's been said that our relations with Poland dates back actually hundreds of years ago, probably around the year of 1800s, where we believe the very presence of Polonia Airport in North Sumatra has set something of a long history between Indonesia and Poland. Also, when we trace it back to the 1940s, what more can you tell us about these relations as we step back into history?
In my view, with Poland, beside our robust economic potential, our diverse and rich cultural heritage will always attract the Polish people. It will have a multiplier effect in the long run. Like I meant, we have the diplomatic ties since 1955, followed by President Sukarno visited Poland in 1959, fostering goodwill and laying foundation for future cooperation, while in the 1960s, Polish Catholic priests began missionary activities in Indonesia, a testament to growing people-to-people contact. But actually, our ties, as I mentioned before, as you mentioned, started long before the diplomatic relations. We have a Polonia as the name of the airport in Medan, Sumatra,
Yeah.
due to the tobacco plantation by Polish baron. And in the 1950s, a former Polish army, Mr. Janusz Kamuki, laid a solid foundation for further Indonesian future on future for further Indonesian future relations on art research in Poland. He conducted a research in Indonesia and contributing enormous display of Indonesian collection in Krakow, as well as inspiring the founder of Museum Asia Pacific to have the biggest collection of Indonesia in the museum.
Wow,
Not
that
only
sounds
that,
really
think,
exciting.
not only that, I think
Yeah.
for the high interest of people, of Polish people, I think they are very interested to participate in our Dharma Siswa program. Indonesia has a Dharma Siswa program organized by the Ministry of Education of Indonesia since 1976, with
Right.
more than 445 Polish students learn about Indonesian language, arts, and cultures.
We are almost out of time, Madam Ambassador. Just my final question to you. We have two big agendas upcoming here. First, this month alone, probably next month in August, we are celebrating our Independence Day. What's in the agenda over at the embassy for the celebrations, diplomatic receptions, and the sorts? And also next year, 70 years, that's a big number of relations between Indonesia and Poland. What are going to be celebrated over in Poland and here in the country to celebrate this momentous occasion? Madam Ambassador.
Yes. For August, I think is the month for our Indonesian people. We have in here 4,124 4,124 Indonesian citizen reside in Poland. Mostly 79% of them is workers from the general affairs to multinational. And also we have 250 students study in Poland now. And in August, of course, we will have the ceremony to celebrate the Indonesian Independence Day. Also, we will have like a bazaar and also panggung gembira in my residence here with all the Indonesian citizens. Usually, more than 500 Indonesian citizens joining the event. And for the diplomatic reception, I plan to have it in my residence as well by the end of this month. I mean, we would like to take advantage of the presence of our artists from our students from ISI Bali. ISI Bali, they are here right now in Swoopsk. I just want to mention this because this is, I think, the most important one for us, that we will right now in Swoopsk, we right now there is the development of Bali attraction, mini Bali in the Dolina resort, Dolina Charlotte Resort, owned by Indonesian Honorary Council in Gdansk.
Right.
So we will inaugurate next year, and we will have like a place that you can have the art, the food, and also the way of the feeling of living in Bali. So it will be the biggest Bali attraction in Europe. So I think it can promote and more showcasing about Indonesia in Europe and in Poland. And also, I would like to add that since we have the Miss Supranational from Indonesia, we've been discussing as well with the managing of the organization of the MSO that we are ready to cooperate to have to have a agenda, a program together by next year to have Miss Supranational together with us to promote the business sectors and also tourism sectors.
All right, everything sounds really exciting there. We wish you the best of luck for next year's agenda and also for the Independence Day agenda, Madam Ambassador. We're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much for providing us with illustrations and insights to how beautiful and how potential it is, the diplomatic and bilateral relations between Indonesia and Poland. The Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Poland, Her Excellency Anita Lydia Luhulima, thank you very much for your insight and your time here on TVR World.
Thank you.
And that concludes our special dialogue here on TVR World. I'm Rahmat Idris. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.